Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. MAGA world is now melting down over a Democratic senator who just criticized Donald Trump. The criticism was harsh, but will it really lead to more assassination attempts against Trump, as the MAGAs claim? I don't think so, but you be the judge. Here's Michigan Democratic Senator Elissa Slotkin speaking at a town hall in Benton Harbor.
The debate now among Democrats is, how do you answer the following question? Is Donald Trump an existential threat to democracy in his second term? Or is Donald Trump's second term, oh, a fly on me, is Donald Trump's second term bad, but like his first term, survivable if we just wait it out, right? And I just want you to know from your senator, as someone who sits in that room on your behalf, I am in camp number one. He is an existential threat to democracy.
Trump is an existential threat to democracy. The Republican National Committee has now clipped and shared those comments on social media and is calling Senator Slotkin unhinged and shameful. Breitbart News says Slotkin just proved that Democrats want blood. Other MAGA insist the Democratic senator engaged in the kind of rhetoric that encourages violence. Never mind, of course, that Donald Trump has repeatedly called Democrats vermin and the enemy within. Both of those phrases were used by Nazi Germany's Adolf Hitler. Here is Trump last fall.
I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within, not even the people that have come in and destroying our country. By the way, totally destroying our country. The towns, the villages, they're being inundated. But I don't think they're the problem in terms of election day. I think the bigger problem are the people from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military.
Yes, Donald Trump suggested using the military against Democrats who he called the enemy from within. Were Republicans up in arms over those remarks? Did they accuse Trump of fomenting violence? Of course not. They insisted that Trump was talking rhetorically and that Democrats who were offended were snowflakes and soft. So one can understand why Democrats would now describe Republicans angry over Senator Slotkin as snowflakes and soft. The fact is, in the United States, we still have, at least at the moment, the Constitution and various rights, including free speech. And the courts have long held that criticizing anybody is protected speech. If you publicly threaten to kill or harm another person, well, that's different, and that could be subject to criminal prosecution. But Senator Slotkin was talking about Trump as a danger to our democracy, an existential threat. And we've already seen that argument backed up by proof. The Trump administration has denied due process even to U.S. citizens. The Trump administration has ignored court rulings, bypassed Congress, ignored ethics rules, politicized the Justice Department, and is now trying to rewrite congressional districts to tamp down minority representation. American democracy, by most accounts, has never been in such grave danger. Here's former Republican Congressman Joe Scarborough on the GOP Texas redistricting efforts.
To take the vote away from anybody in Texas who's basically a Democrat by gerrymandering the districts, like so out of whack that even if Democrats manage to get a 50-50 vote total in state legislative races, Republicans would win overwhelmingly. That guy and the rest of the Texas legislature and Greg Abbott want to rig the system. They want to make sure that Republicans are overrepresented on election day. They want to rig the process, and so they're acting so indignant about it. The short-sightedness of it is this. If Texas achieves what they want to achieve, then California will go back, and then they will draw up even more rigged lines that will help Democrats, and New York State will do it. And who knows, maybe then Florida decides. I mean, it really is. It's an idiotic thing to do. They used to do it every 10 years. And now I don't know if the president told them to do this or somebody else told them to do it, but it's just stupid. And worse than that, it's just not right.
Stupid and not right. And yes, Donald Trump has reportedly been pushing Texas Republicans to do this. Trump defended the Texas GOP effort the other day on CNBC. Here's part of the reporting from ABC News.
President Trump now arguing Republicans are entitled to 5 more House seats there because he won the state.
I won Texas. I got the highest vote in the history of Texas, as you probably know. And we are entitled to 5 more seats.
But the congressional map is not tied to presidential races. It's historically tied to the once-a-decade census. Republicans and Democrats have used redistricting to their advantage before. But tonight, well aware of Republicans' narrow margin in Congress and the midterms approaching, President Trump is now saying, quite simply, Republicans are entitled to more seats.
Entitled. Donald Trump is saying it out loud. Republicans deserve more seats because Trump said so. Not because the voters have agreed with the redistricting plan or because a political party won the additional seats in an election. In other words, Donald Trump doesn't care about democracy. He only cares about adding to his power through any means necessary. That is clearly a threat to our elections and, yes, to our democracy. And if Trump gets his way on this and so much else, our democracy will clearly suffer. Could Donald Trump completely eliminate our democracy? That may be where the debate is with Senator Slotkin. She fears the worst. But calling Senator Slotkin or anybody else shameful or engaged in a bloodlust is ridiculous. If MAGA world is truly insulted by the Trump criticism, perhaps the Trump faithful should try to get their leader to be less threatening to our democracy. Trump took an oath this year to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. Trump needs to follow through. Otherwise, Senator Slotkin is right that our democracy with Trump faces an existential threat. By the way, a former Fox News host is now delivering a warning to Trump about the Jeffrey Epstein case.
There will be an insurrection if he pardons Ghislaine Maxwell.
Documents for her sentencing specifically said she's not to go to a minimum security facility. And that's where she is right now. She's walking around there in a dorm-style place, enjoying herself. This is so wrong.
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us. Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. Thanks for watching. If you found this reporting and commentary valuable, do us a favor and tap the like button. For more content like this, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. That way, you'll be notified on your YouTube homepage when we drop a new video. If you are tired of corporate spin and want honest, people-focused news, click the join button below and be part of the fight for a better future. We wouldn't be here without your support. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thanks again for joining us.